Good morning, one and all present here. We all know corporate world is rapidly evolving with every passing day. In the era of 5G or a digital business transformation where technology is just a touch away, a major segment of corporate jobs were witnessing tough competition between man and machine. It becomes pretty tough to keep up the competition without being well equipped with the required skills. At Faculty of Commerce, we believe our students should not only be well versed with the theoretical aspect, but they should be industry ready to lead the market. Dear students, remember, opportunity don't happen. You have to create them. On behalf of GLS University, Faculty of Commerce, SMP BCom Honors, I, CA Dr. Sneha Master, welcome you all in today's session for preparing of the corporate world. Now, I request our Dean, Dr. Marzun Jokhi, sir, to deliver his welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sneha ma'am. Good morning, CA Harit Dhariwal, Chairman ICAI Ahmedabad and the resource person of the day, dear students and Dr. Sneha ma'am. Rightly mentioned by Dr. Sneha ma'am that at Faculty of Commerce, SMP, we are determined to nurture the intrinsic motivation to the students by providing education beyond four walls of the classroom that will enable the students to probably experience the accomplishment. Again, Sneha ma'am said that opportunities are endless, but actually it is, I think, up to us how we avail them. We hope to guide you to pave your career path and minimize the imminent danger which are lingering around the horizon of not doing justice to your years of academics and hard work. And today, we are having an extremely important session on a topic of preparing for the corporate world, or we can say corporate survival skills. And we are equally and extremely privileged to have with us the young, vibrant, and dynamic Chairman of ICAI Ahmedabad branch, CA Harit Dhariwal sir. When I say young, vibrant, and dynamic, I really mean it because I'm the personal witness since last 1 year that Harit sir has been rigorously and meticulously planning and executing multiple roles as a professional chartered accountant, as a chairman of ICAI Ahmedabad, and associated with so many other professional forums. Just to share with you, dear students, today morning he was on the ground playing cricket match organized by ICAI, and right now we are actually privileged to have him right now over here. And under his leadership, Ahmedabad branch created a history by winning the Best Branch Award at the regional level as well as national level, that too in members category and students category. It is really commendable and outstanding. I extend a sincere gratitude and bountiful thanks to Harit sir for honoring our invitation for today's session. Sir, thank you so much. I think different culture, different people, and different environment with no exposure entering the corporate world means probably heavy workload, strict deadlines, and immense pressure. Dear students, to deal with all this, today, Harit sir will be sharing tips to prepare yourself for the great ordeal and the crucial juncture of your life. Explore your opportunities, the sky is the limit. Thank you so much, Harit sir, again, and appreciate and acknowledge efforts of Dr. Sneha ma'am for coordinating today's session. Thank you so much, Sneha ma'am. I request you to take the session forward. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Your support and motivation is always there with us. We can do whatever we are doing for the students is only because of your guidance. Friends, as sir said, our today's speaker is a multitasker. He's a I say there are no introduction needed for him. He's a chairman, ICI Ahmedabad branch, the second largest CA branch in the country, with 14,000 CA members and 30,000 CA students. As sir said, we have won 2 awards 2 times in the history at regional level, at the national level for students as well as for members. He holds chartered accountancy degree with ranking position. He has more than 14 years of post qualification experience in statutory and internal audits, taxation, treasury, risk management, company law advisory, and project finance. He has completed his master's and certificate course of ICI on IFRS and GST. He is a regular speaker at various professional forums and he has delivered lectures at various study circles and branches of ICI. Sir, we are lucky enough to have you. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. I'm sure students will get to know a lot from the leadership expertise you have. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. So, very respected Dr. Marzun Joki, sir, the Dean of Faculty of Commerce at GLS University, Sneha Master Ma'am, Dr. Sneha Master Ma'am, and all these young students who are watching this live session today. A very, very good morning to all of you. At the outset, let me first, also congratulate Marjun Joki sir and Sneha ma'am, I think, for also being a part of Ahmedabad branch. We have had so many programs together, and it is our privilege that this year, apart from the Gita series, apart from the various initiatives that we had taken, a lot of events were done jointly for the students, and that thing, be it an industrial visit or any programs. So thank you so much for always being there with us for the students of Ahmedabad branch and also for the students of GLS University. Well, today's topic is very interesting. When Joki sir told me to select a topic, I just pounced upon this because this is something which I was always so much used to doing when I was in my corporate world. So just as a brief, yes, I was introduced as the chairman of the Ahmedabad branch and also as the practicing chartered accountant. But before my before being in practice for last 9-10 years, I was in Vedanta Industries, Vedanta Group. You would have heard the name of Mr. Anil Agarwal, the Vedanta Industries, the Hindustan Zinc. I was in that group for 5 years in Mumbai. So I have had a good corporate experience, and I, once I, when I came back to Ahmedabad from Mumbai, I used to share a lot of my journey with the students and with the members. And today, after a long time, I'm giving this opportunity of sharing with a lot of things with you. So today, I think let me start with a small story. I think I really hope all of you are, because I can only see myself, I cannot see the audience. So I hope you all are just, you'll definitely enjoy this session today. So starting with a small story, I think there was a person who wanted to learn gun shooting, and he was a very, very kind of an enthusiastic boy. Usko tha ki, yaar, I want to really learn a good gun shooting. He went to an expert. He approached an expert, and he asked an expert, can you please teach me gun shooting? The expert got him a license, he got him a gun, and he told him that, okay, when can we start the practice? So the boy who's yet to learn, he told me that, I'm going out for a week. Maybe next week we can start the practice. You come to my house. Behind my house, there's a big backyard, and there's a big wall there, and we can learn the gun shooting there. So immediately after that, the expert went off. 1 week after that, the expert came to his house and told the boy, let's start the gun shooting practice. The boy told, okay, let us. You please come to my backyard. When they went to the backyard, he saw a backyard. There were bullet marks. There were circle and there were bullet marks in the circle. So the expert was a little surprised. He said, how come there are bullet marks in a circle? Who did this? So the boy who's yet to learn, he said, "Sir, I did this. I had this. I did the shooting, and this is how I did it." So the expert said that it is good. When he went ahead, he saw that all the bullet marks were right in the middle of the circle. That's called the bullseye. So how can you do it? You are yet to learn. How did you do it? Did you go close to the wall and shoot? How did you do it? So the boy, who told that, no, sir, with the same distance that you use in your Olympics and your other, other fields, we use with the same distance I shot. Now this expert was flabbergasted. He was literally shocked. Said that I've been 25 years, I've been the champion, I've been practicing day in and day out. Still, I cannot hit bullseye on all the shots. Now you have to teach me how do you do this. So the boy who was yet to learn, he said, sir, you draw the circle and then shoot. I shoot and then draw the circle. Now, friends, in today's corporate world, the circle is already drawn. We don't have this liberty of doing things and then drawing a circle around. The circle is already drawn. The rules and the corporate policies, the cultures, everything is already set. Now it is up to us as individuals how we go to the corporate and how we explore and how we help that organization to succeed. So, friends, beginning with this, the fresher in a corporate world, I always believe is like an Alice in Wonderland. Oh, Alice in Wonderland, as सबको पता होगा, Alice in Wonderland, we all always confused, what to do, where to do, whom to approach. All these are very, very common things. Even when I joined my Vedanta the first day, I got a rank and everything, that is one side. But when you join an organization, you're absolutely new there. And, there I went all dressed up, tie and all. And, even then, I had those doubts, I had this confusion, whom to approach, what to do, and that anxiety will always be there. Now, for that, I think the most important thing that I had, I still have, is that I always believe that we should have a mentor. Now, my dad is a mentor for me. I have a few chartered accountants who are a mentor to me. So it is always good to first, when I talk about preparing for a corporate world, preparing for anything, you should have a right mentors in your life. Discuss things with them because they have seen much more than what you can even think of. So have good mentors in life. I always used to discuss, that what will I do on my first day, how this job is important, whether I should go for this profile or that profile. So all these things were being discussed with the mentor. So I'll definitely tell you that I know you are in your college days right now, but try to identify people who can help you, who can guide you. It can be even your seniors, it can be even professionals, anyone in your family who can be a good mentor to you. So then I started taking baby steps. I started to learn. I started to go through the journey. I was meeting with different people in the department. I was in the treasury and risk management. Now in that department, there were hardly any chartered accountants. There were only 2 or 3 CAs, and rest all were CFAs and MBAs and from IIMs and all this stuff. So getting into the department itself was an honor for me. And that is where I got to know a lot of things. First thing that I would like to tell you is that if you want to get prepared for a corporate world, first of all, get ready for a hard schedule. Now, normally we are so much used to having our comfort zone. Okay, yeah, in the morning I get up, college, you go to the college, that is a separate time that you have. You're free in the evening, you have your own leisure life. But when you come to the corporate, friends, believe me, your hard schedule starts, that hard life starts. I remember when I was in Vedanta in my earlier days, I used to go 8 o'clock in the morning because I had to do Singapore reporting also. So 8 o'clock in the morning, I used to go. I used to work for the Singapore time. In the Indian time, when the Indian market used to open, in the afternoon, the UK market used to open until the US markets open at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the evening. I was there in the office. So 8 in the morning till 10 to 11 in the night was my everyday schedule. So anytime, if suppose we are leaving at 5 or 6 o'clock, people used to say you are having a half day. But the point is that we were grilled for that. We were, and really that something was really motivating me to learn newer things. But I was really ready for that hard schedule. I'm not saying all your profiles or all the jobs that you go would require a time of 8 to 11 or that matter. Whatever time it is, you have to now be a more disciplined life when you come to the corporate world. You do have to respect the deadlines and respect the timings. One very important thing that I learned from my mentors and that I implemented on my day one was to dress well. Friends, attire is very important. Just I'll just give you an example that suppose if I mean God forbid if someone of your known one is admitted to a hospital and he or she is supposed to have a surgery, and you just go there and if you suppose see a doctor coming in and just imagine if the doctor is wearing a shorts and a t-shirt, you will not be in a frame of mind that yaar ye kaise surgery karega. You will not be having that kind of a confidence in the doctor. Normally doctors are having that image that they will be wearing a white coat and all the stuff, the stethoscope around him and all those stuff. So that is a perception that is created. Similarly, when you go to a corporate world, be very, very important that it is you have to be well groomed, you have to be well dressed. And I'm not saying you should look handsome or you should look beautiful. That's a different, absolutely different criteria. But yes, you should be presentable. You should be having a good approach. You should be very much always smiling, well groomed. That is something which is really required when you go to a corporate world. Friends, coming to another very important topic was punctuality. Now, I still remember my first boss. He was always punctual. We had an 8 o'clock reporting time. 7:45 in the morning, he was there at the office. Now you can imagine a place like Mumbai, where our office was in Andheri and Vileparle. He used to stay at least 1 hour, far from our place. He used to drive with a driver and all. But coming at 7:45 daily, I really learned from him that how much punctuality matters. Because it is said that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. When I see my boss at 7:45, it encourages me that I also have to come on time. And so you have to respect the timelines, time management, and coming on time for anything. So we had our team meetings, we had our discussions, everything as and when was planned. It is very important to respect that punctuality. So friends, even if you go anywhere now, I as a professional also, I learned it in a little harder manner also, that whenever you go, you should always respect your time. The other person values your time, you should value his time, and make sure that you're always on time. Patience. Again, what happens normally when we enter a corporate world, we think that we become the star of the business, we know everything, we are experts, we are this and that. So even if you get a rank, even if you top your college, whatever it is, you will get success slowly and gradually, and for that you will have to toil hard, you have to work hard. So have a lot of patience, because in the earlier days, what happens, we are so much used to our flamboyancy, or we are so much expert in our field that we try to put up things and we expect that things get implemented. It doesn't always happen that way. So always have that patience, always have that perseverance going on. A very important thing is being a team player. Now, when I say that preparing a corporate world, I think we have to understand that teamwork is very important. A lot has been said about teamwork. There are so many quotes and all. But once you enter a corporate world, you actually realize the importance of leading a team, and before that, importance of being a part of the team. Like even in Ahmedabad branch, when we, yes, as Joki sir rightly mentioned, that we got the awards at national and the regional level. Believe me, it was not possible if I was alone. We had a strong team at our branch. We have a strong team of students. We have a strong team of members who are supporting us. Each and every person is important. When you go to a corporate world, there will be times when you will be taking that I have done so much of things, but oh my god, I'm not getting the credit. My team is getting the credit. But that is how the things work. You have to respect that. And obviously, when you are joining a corporate world as a fresher, you should always know that you are just joining the team. You are being a part of the team. You are not the leader as of now. So it's very important for you to follow the rules, follow the team, what team says about, and make be a good team player. People skill management. Now, when I say being a good team player, I think it is also very important to have a good people skill management. Try to get around with your colleagues, not only if your department, if you're in a big corporate, a big organization, try to meet new people, have a good network, because people skills really matter a lot in today's world. You might be an expert in your technical domain area, but it is a one sided, you will be giving a benefit. But if you are a people skill, better at people management, that will also give you a good role at the top in the times to come. I think a very interesting thing is avoid gossip sessions. What happens when I was in Vedanta, I was in a company, and any corporate has a lot of gossip going around here and there. But just don't be a part of it. Try to avoid it. You are not going there for it. You are just going there for learning new things, for performing your duty. So make sure you do it at the best. Try to keep looking for challenges. I'll give you an example. I was in treasury and risk management, and I was doing the forex and the fund flow, borrowings, and everything. Now, one day, what happens? We get a call from the head office, and they wanted to have a group borrowing consolidated at our Mumbai office. Now, a company like Vedanta, which is having branches all across the globe, they have so many companies, they have so many borrowings, they have bonds, they have debentures, they have bank borrowings, they have NCDs, so many things around, and they wanted to consolidate everything at Mumbai. Now, imagine there was no SOP at that time for that company. We were just working on the Excel files, and we were given a task that whether the treasury department is able to take this challenge. My boss, again, I respect him so much, he just took that, yes, we will do it. After that, we had a meeting. He said that this is a challenge, because integrating all the companies, we had more than 100 companies with different structures, different borrowing, different group holding and everything, and to integrate into one MIS to give a group borrowing was a very Herculean task. But we did it, and friends, it took us 45 days flat to just keep on working on that. And after that, when we made the presentation with top management, they really were very happy. So that those kind of challenges you need to take to a corporate world. You cannot be sitting back and being compliant, complacent. that no, now I'm doing my job, it is all okay. You have to take those challenges upfront. Regarding the challenge, I think it said that the greater the challenge, greater the story. And I always believe that I was in treasury department, but I always took this challenge of dissecting the budget. Now you will say how it is important, and that is where I'll tell you that in the entire company, in our department, there were around 300, 400 employees on the same floor, and there were taxation department, there were different departments. But as a being a treasury department, as a chartered accountant, I was always fascinated by the budget. I used to dissect it. I used to, direct tax provisions, income, indirect tax provisions, and there were different deficit and all those stuffs. So I used to make it a point that every year for 5 years I was there. For 4 times I made the presentation on the budget. Now people used to ask me, "You are in treasury. How come you're related to direct taxes?" But that is again the passion that I had. So if you do something really extra, people will recognize you. They will really recognize your talent for that. Keep learning, keep growing. I think again I said that as you enter the corporate world, you at times feel that no, I have done enough. It is not like that. I think you have to keep learning every day. Keep investing in technology. To all the youngsters or young students who are joining us today, very important to be abreast with the technology. It is said that in the past what happened, one innovation led to the another, but now the scale of innovation, the rate of change is exponential. And even the technology, even day in and day out, we are seeing so many changes coming in. So how you remain abreast with the technology is very, very, very important. So you have to you have to take care of that as well. Good network, as I said, enjoy life, don't be submissive. Now this is something which I really learned in my office, that you should never be submissive. You should never, whatever you feel right, you should always stand for it. For example, if you are working for a particular job, if you're working for a particular project, you make sure that you're doing it the right way. So whenever you're doing it, make sure that you're doing it in the right manner. So I was talking about don't be submission. So what happens, always be ready and always be forefront to give your suggestions. So when in a corporate world, a lot of times there'll be things like ये ऐसा ही होता है, this has been done this way since ages, and you will always be the same, that why can't we change it? I'll give you my example. When I was in the Vedanta group, and we had this overseas entities and all those stuff. So every time there was a single thing that whatever the excess funds come in, they go to a particular fund, and that it gives a particular rate of interest. And it was going on since ages. So me and my boss and the entire team, we just questioned it, that why can't we think of alternative ways of investment which are permissible as per the company's policy? And we did a lot of research, and we came out with really good options that actually gave a net income of more than 3 to 4% every year to the company. So again, this was something which we went out of the place. I think you all have heard that five monkeys experiment story, right? That I hope I'll just repeat it in a short manner, and I really like saying it because it really gives a very important message. So there are five monkeys in the cage, and and there was a banana hanging on the top of the cage with a staircase leading to the banana. And all the five monkeys in the cage, one of the monkeys climbed the ladder, went to take the banana. As soon as he was about to reach the banana, the chilling cold water was showered on all the five monkeys, and he immediately went down. The second monkey went up. Again, the cold water was sprayed on all the five monkeys, and he immediately went down. The third monkey went up. The same thing happened. When the fourth monkey was about to go, the other monkeys, they all were really beating him. That don't go up, don't go up. If you go up, they are going to spray cold water on us. So the fourth monkey did not go. The fifth monkey did not go. Then what they do? They replace one of the monkeys. So one monkey, they put it out, get a new monkey inside, and the new monkey, again, he was wanting to go back to take the banana. He went up, but everybody started beating him. Don't go, don't go. Similarly, they replaced another monkey, and the time came when all the five original monkeys were replaced with the five new monkeys. But even in spite of that, when the new monkey also went up, the other four used to beat him and tell him that don't go, even though they were not aware that the water is being sprinkled or something like that, because they always believe that that is what was earlier done, or ऐसा ही होता है. This is how things are supposed to be done. But friends, we have to always question stereotypes. You also have to question things. We have to take that what better and how better we can do things. So try to come up with new ideas. Try to come up with innovative ideas. I'll tell you that the things have really changed. Customization, innovation. These are the new terms that we see, even in our practice, even in our day-to-day life. The more we practice, the more we come up with innovative solutions, the more our clients will be benefited with that. Maintain deadlines. Now this is something which is very, very important. In a corporate world, everyone expects you to respect and maintain the deadlines. Now, there are certain transactions which are time bound. There are certain transactions which are, done in a particular phased manner. Make sure all the deadlines are met on time, because there's something. Even if one delay or one day delay, it may cost thousands and millions of rupees. It may cost really good energy that of all the persons involved. So make sure you always maintain deadline. Now, coming to one very important, when I tell you about preparing for a corporate world, when you enter a corporate world, you should think that you are now a professional, or as a student, now you are entering into a new life. Make sure that whatever social media you use, for example, Instagram or Facebook or whatever you use, they have to be used in a very, very, professional manner. Now you are not a student anymore. So make sure that when you go to a next step, you also have your social media handled properly. You should always have that hunger for success. I'll tell you that whenever you enter a corporate world, you should, you should have a vision of what you want to do. For example, when I wanted to join Vedanta, I was very clear that I wanted to go in a profile which I have not done in my CA articles. I had not done treasury and risk management. I had not done forex. So I wanted to learn this thing. So be absolutely clear of what you want to do when you're joining a corporate world. For example, if suppose, you should never go like this, that there's, a bank is coming as a placement option, and I'm just going because the bank is coming, I want to go into the bank. No, you have to be first clear. You, as I said in the beginning, have a good mentors. What is good for you. If suppose you don't want to go into banking thing, even if the bank pays you 20 lakhs, you should say a no to them. First, make sure that what is your liking. If you're liking to go in a corporate, let's say Nadani or an Astral or that kind of a company, make sure that you go to those companies. So first, be very clear of what you want to do. Yes, about the skills. Now I want to talk something about the skills. When I talk about preparing for the corporate world, there are certain skills which are inevitable. First and foremost is the MS Office. Now, I'm talking about a very basic thing here, since you are students and all. I'm not going to talk about something very hi-fi, but MS Office is a very, very basic thing. And even when we see now our articles or the new staff that we recruit, there are places where people are not much comfortable with Excel, or they're not much comfortable with the Word, or even with the basic PowerPoint. Now, these are the things which are really expected of you. When you join a corporate, you are expected to make presentations. You are expected to make, Excel workings, and that too on a click of a button. It has to be very fast. So if you are a student, you try to now have more focus on your MS Office. So have a good typing speed, use of good Excel. You should know basic formulas. I'm not telling you high-fi formulas, but yes, basic formulas of Excel which can help and which can basically shorten your work. You should be aware of that, and especially the PowerPoint. Now Power BI, and there are so many new things, but even if the basic PowerPoint, you know how to prepare a good presentation, that will really, really add a lot of value to you. Softwares. Now again, when I talk about the skills, I think, let's say, Tele is one of the software which is used as an accounting software. There are different ERPs, that is SAP. There are so many different softwares. Now these kind of softwares, the hands-on experience you will get only when you actually join a company. But before that, try to have some offline classes. Tele Prime is the new version of Tele. Try to learn that. So have some classes where you get this offline kind of things. If somebody is interested in US accounting, then try to learn QuickBooks, or there are so many other softwares. So try to develop your skills, because these are all the value additions. And when I talk about value add, I'll tell you that right now in this today's world, which is very, very competitive, why would an employer choose you and not choose another person? Only because you are a good value add to that organization. So make sure that you bring something really good on the table. On the reading, now this is something which I'll spend at least 2-3 minutes now, because all the students, be it chartered accountants or BCom, MCom, BCom honors, all the students, one thing that all should know, should learn, is to have a good reading habit. And when I say about good reading habit, it does not always mean to have a good domain knowledge reading habit, because we all read income tax, we all did accounts, we did finance, we all read that. But how many of us actually read something on the management, something on the communication, something on, let's say, leadership? We never do that. We never read those books. Start reading those books. That will really give you a lot of insights of newer things which you have not even imagined. So apart from a domain knowledge, try to read books on these subjects. Try to read the newspapers. Now again, I'm not telling you to read Ahmedabad Mirror and the Ahmedabad Times, but yes, read Economic Times, read Times of India, read the Hindu, whatever good business news you want to read those news. You will get a lot of good ideas and a lot of good updates from that also. Mental toughness. Friends, it's very important to have that mental toughness. When I say when you're good in a corporate world, as I said in the beginning, that you will be out of your college life, things will be very very difficult now, but at the same time, that mental toughness is what will really save you. Have that kind of courage, that conviction of what you're doing is absolutely right, and that will really help you in a longer manner. Never give up attitude. I'll tell you now the four C's which I think are very important when I thought about this corporate world. When you talk about the C for corporate, I had other four C's which are very very relevant for that I wanted to discuss. The first is the communication. In all the things, all the pointers that I was explaining you, perhaps one of the most important things is to have a proper communication. And communication not only means speaking in English, or for that matter writing good, drafting good. It has a lot of things. Your body language, the way you communicate with your peers, the way you send your messages across, the way you implement a lot of things that your boss says. How do you pass on that message? So there are a lot of things as far as the communication is concerned. And believe me, friends, this is something which will really either make or break your career. Because if you're good at communicating things, you can actually get the work done in a much better manner, and that will really take you to newer heights in the organization. So make sure that you have a good communication. Read books on communication. Again, people misinterpret communication as speaking in English. No, it is not. Even if you are speaking in your vernacular language, Hindi, Gujarati, or whatever languages you are comfortable in, speak with confidence, but yes, communicate properly, communicate clearly. The ideas and the goals should be communicated clearly. So even if you are a small part of the team, you think that I'm just a small part, how communication will matter to me? It does matter. Whatever problems you are facing in the corporate world, in your own department, you have to communicate to the seniors. Whatever, if once you become a little senior, you'll be getting junior, so you have to send your message across in a very proper manner. So communication is something which is very important. Try reading books on communication. Second C is the commitment. Now, as a corporate person, as a corporate professional, very very important to have that commitment going. Any company, for that matter, would always want a commitment from their employees, because they are paying you certain amount. They expect certain things from you, but they also expect the commitment from you. I'll give you an example. I was actually in my cousin's wedding in somewhere in 2011 when I was working with Vedanta. I was in Jaipur for the cousin's wedding, and just 2 days before the wedding, I had gone. I had taken a leave after a long, and I was very excited for wedding. All my cousins were there, and in the night around 11 o'clock, I got a call from my boss that tomorrow the Thailand delegation is coming, and you have to come in Mumbai to attend that. And I said, sir, kal subah to haldi ka function, I have to be in the function, like I'm performing and doing all the stuff. So he said, I understand that, but you have to do it because it's a big project that you're working on, and you have to be there in the morning. So I think I had, so he was very clear. He did not pressurize me, but he conveyed the message so tactfully. In now I can, if I go back and if I think about it, that I really wanted to go there, because being a part of the team, I did not want that deal to be incomplete. And that is when I went in the morning, and in the night I went back to Jaipur. But that one thing that I really learned that day is how important that once I went there, the deal was done. We were presenting our things well, so everybody was very happy. And that really, I thought that at times, I understand that I'm not telling you to miss functions, but I'm telling you that the level of commitment when you're doing for an organization, you have to think that you are owner of that organization, that you're owner of that project. Only that you will get that commitment, and that kind of commitment is expected from all the employees. So I'm sure that you should also try to emulate a lot of things that you learn from your seniors as far as the commitment is concerned. Compassionate. I think this is one quality which is really missing. I think have compassion for your fellow employees, even for your new joinees which are along with you in your department. Compassion is something which is very rarely found, I think, and put it that way. So always be compassionate. And perhaps a very important thing is the confidence, another C. So as I said, communication, commitment, compassionate, and confidence. So when it comes to confidence, friends, nothing in the world can beat the confidence. I'm not telling you to do wrong things and do it confidently. No, whatever you are doing, make sure that you are confidently doing it. For example, if you're presenting a project report, if you're presenting whatever you are doing it for your organization, do it with a full confidence, because that ultimately speaks of what you're doing for the company. So very very important to have that communication going. Friends, I'll just narrate a small incident. I was given the Star of the Business Award. Again, I'm not talking about the award, but I'll tell you the criteria that we had all these things involved. What we had done for the last 2 years in the organization, and as a corporate, what they are looking at us. They had the team building exercises. and all those stuff, but they are looking at us as someone who can really add value, and someone who can be committed, as someone who can really stand when the department needs them. So these kind of things are very, very important. We had an entire evaluation criteria, and we had a 2-day training. There were a lot of team activities. So these things are, these things basically, even the management is looking for people who are actually, working for them. One of the things that I really want to tell you when you're preparing for a corporate world is, when you enter a corporate world, make sure that you also attend a lot of trainings, a lot of value added services that the company provides you. Like our company used to tell us, that every weekend we used to go for a training. Like for example, we were in treasury, so we were also being trained on Indian accounting standards, on the different laws. So attend as many trainings as you can, when you're actually preparing for a corporate world. One thing that I want to say is, when you go to a corporate world, make sure that you have a holistic approach. I'll give you an example again of my own experience. When I was in treasury and risk management, we used to do deals of worth millions of dollars. It was a really big deal that we used to do. But there was only one aspect of it. I used to always think that with that, I have raised so much funds for the company. I have raised bonds in, let's say, Jersey, in New York. I have raised funds from there. But what happens next? That question was always there in my mind. My seniors, my colleagues, they used to say, "यार तुम्हारा ये काम हो गया ना, अभी next पे focus करो." But I was thinking, no, why? What this entire transaction? I want to know the 360 degree of this transaction. So then what I used to do is, I used to go to the accounts department. That, okay, we have raised the funds. Now what? How do you account for it? So I used to sit with them. I used to see that they are actually passing journal entries. They are actually making their, that time there were IFRS and the Indian accounts. Now India is there, but IFRS and the Indian accounts, how the entries are being done, how it impacts the balance sheet. Now, being a treasury guy, I'm not interested or not even expected to know how balance sheet is getting impacted. But that was again my instinct, that I wanted to know the 360 degree. I was sitting with the accounts department to know how this particular transaction impacts the balance sheet. So once I went to the accounts department, I got to know things. After that, I used to be very much interested in taxation. That was obviously my forte. I really love taxation even today. So I used to go to the tax department. Okay, we have raised the funds. What are the taxation impacts when we talk about, let's say, a country like Jersey or a country like USA? What are the tax implications there? If we get the money in India, what are the tax implications? And how are we going to transfer the funds from India to abroad? So all these things were very, very interesting, giving me interested. So even for example, if you are transferring funds from India to outside, so we had entities in Mauritius, in Singapore, in so many jurisdictions of the world. So our job in the treasury was to make sure that the money reaches the right time, the right place and the right time. But again, going one more step ahead, I used to go and sit with the tax department, that what are the tax implications, dividend के ऊपर withholding आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, interest के ऊपर आएगा कि नहीं आएगा. So all these things was really keeping me interested in the taxation as well. So accounts, taxation. Then we had the internal audit department. We had our own in-house department. So they used to check a lot of things that we used to do in treasury. So treasury के लिए बोलते थे, that we are a very kind of a very luxurious department, that we used to do deals and then we used to just go away. But I used to sit with the internal audit department, that what are documents you are expecting us to prepare. What are the minute things that you're observing, so that we can improve the next time. So again, why I'm sharing this with you is that whenever you go to a corporate world, make sure that you are not only restricted to your particular department. You are actually looking at the company on a holistic manner. So when I talk about that, you should also know your company very well. You know that what your company is about. Know about the production processes. If you're into manufacturing, if you're into service, then know about what services they are providing, and then how your particular role or your particular decision can impact the entire company. You should be absolutely aware with it. Next thing is the interaction. So right now what is happening is, you are interacting with the faculties, you're interacting with your colleagues. So there's a different level of comfort, there's a different level of kind of, you can say that complacency is also there. You can talk in a particular manner. But when you're going out in the corporate world, you have to be prepared to interact with the bankers, with the agencies, with the government departments, the income tax, GST and other departments, with organizations, with like even enforcement directorate. You don't know which company or which organization might come to your company, to maybe to evaluate things or to find out information. You have to deal with the bankers day in and day out. So all these things, the way, again, I'm saying, stressing on the point of communication, that your communication should be so good that whomsoever comes, you're able to communicate things in a better manner. Friends, one thing that I really want to say again, this being a very informal kind of a session, I want to say that when we go to a corporate world, we also prepare for a lot of politics, a lot of backbiting, all those stuffs. But never ever be interested in that. Never be always distance yourself from it, because that is something which is not for us as professionals or for us as even as individuals. We should not be following that. So make sure that you remain away with it. You perform and you perform your job that is being allotted to you in a most perfect manner. Yes, street smart. Again, one thing that I would again want to mention that they expect you as a value addition to always also remain street smart. Nowadays things have gone that they expect KR, suppose the entry pass karna, you do this thing, then you're done with it. No, you have to be street smart. Whatever you're doing, you have to update it. You have to give a value addition to the employees, to the organization. Again, I'll give an example. When I was in Vedanta, we were working with the Hindustan Zinc, which is the lowest zinc manufacturing company in the world. And again, when I went there, I was so surprised to see that there was a chartered accountant who was heading the production department. Now, friends, can you imagine a chartered accountant handling a production department? Now, actually, I was first of all very impressed with that person. I sat with him for half an hour. I was inquiring so many things. Why? How come you are into production? So CAs are normally considered good at finance or managing the treasury or the accounts or taxation. But he told me very important thing that day. He told me that Harit, management had trusted me on a responsibility. It is my job now to make sure that I deliver the best as a production head. And when I sat with him, I could actually see his journey of how he has come. He first joined as a finance trainee, then he gave a lot of inputs in the production as he was handling the production as well. Then he actually employed teachers. Now, can you imagine a chartered accountant employing chemistry and technical teachers to teach him those things of how to run the manufacturing and the production things? He told me that for the 1 year he was working there were teachers who were guiding him on the production processes. He learned that, and after that he's successfully able to now be a production head, because I've hardly seen any chartered accountant heading a production head of a particular big company. So when I learned when I interacted with him, I really thought that nothing is impossible for us. Not only as a chartered accountants, but as students of law or for any university, we should always feel that anything and everything we can do that. The only thing is that we should have the conviction that we can do that, and second, we should be prepared to put in the hard work, the toil that we normally said, the perseverance. Like he had employed teacher for 1 year to learn the chemistry and the basic things. Even we can do anything that we really want to. So with this, I think I tell you, I can now. I've already exceeded the 40 minutes. I can see the time now. We can now see if there are any questions from the audience. We can take that way. Uh,
Thank you so much, sir. I think it was amazing lecture. It was a wonderful tour towards the learning of nitty-gritties of corporate world, sir. Students must have got very big exposure by listening to your speech. Few
thank you, ma'am.
students have some questions, sir.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
be sharing with you. I'll be sharing with you. You can reply their. You can solve their doubts.
Yeah.
They have a few things in their mind, and they want to know their answers from your end, sir. A student has asked a question, sir. That, sir, 5 years down the line, we will be entering into corporate world. What tips you would love to give us to remember when we enter in the corporate world?
Okay, see, 5 years down the line, I'll just tell you that technology will be really changing very fast. So one of the tips is be always be abreast with the latest technological developments. With in whichever field you want to go, whichever let's say if you want to go into banking area or in a corporate world, make sure that you are updated with the latest software, the latest MS Office utilities and all those stuff, because that is something which will always be helpful to you. Now, as I said that all the pointers that I had mentioned, one thing that I always will tell you that in a corporate world, always make sure you respect the time management, you have the discipline, and the most important, always be punctual. That is something which will really differentiate you from the rest.
Okay. Sir, another question, which is like many of the students have raised. Sir, this is the era of technology. Many new inventions are happening. So, student has a question. Sir, how blockchain technology will impact corporate world?
Absolutely, very very brilliant question. I think now, as they say that the ABCD of technology is now the app. A for now people are not understanding A for apple and B for ball and all those stuff. Now
Artificial
it is all
intelligence.
artificial intelligence. There is blockchain. It's cryptocurrency. So many things are coming up. Blockchain is going to definitely going to change the way the accounting is being done, change the way the books are written, and so many things. The processes, for example, now we can see even the real estate transactions are getting shifted to the blockchain technology. So very important for students to first understand the technology, because what happens, ma'am, when we interact with students, they always say that Bitcoin. Now they link Bitcoin with blockchain. They're absolutely two different things. First, understand the blockchain technology itself. It is a beautiful technology, and if it is used in a correct manner, it is going to revolutionize the way accounts are being done. So definitely, blockchain is going to change the way accounting is done, the way auditing is done. Right now, if we look at the auditing, we are so much used to having particular processes, particular steps, documentation. But when it comes to blockchain, everything will be eliminated. You just have to see the ledgers and the things will be sorted out. So for all these students, it's very important to understand the technology first, from the basic level, and then look out for the other things like Bitcoin and other coins which are basically using the technology.
Agree, sir. Thank you so much, sir. One more question which has come. Sir, as you said that we, like students have to learn the technological inventions in the form of blockchain and everything. So they have a doubt. Sir, is it possible that this technology will absolutely decrease the need of accountant? Because they are a commerce student. So altogether their need is like not there in the market. Is it a possibility?
Ma'am, there was a survey done in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. There's top 10 jobs in the world which are getting depleted, or we can say which are to be replaced very fast with the artificial intelligence. And one of those
Yes.
jobs was that of an accountant. So we have to, but what happens? There are certain things, certain value additions which only a human mind can do. So you have to keep on innovating, keep on coming up with newer things. The traditional way of accounting, like if you believe that I'm just going to sit there and do telework, do accounting entries, all those things are going to be a thing of the past. Now there are softwares which are coming up which actually can scan your bills, your purchase and sales invoices can be scanned, entry can be done in the books of accounts, your balance sheets can be prepared automatically. So as far as the basic accounting is concerned, I see in the next 4, 5, 6 years we are not going to see the typical accountants who used to do the entries and all the stuff. Now, having said that, let us evolve. Let us evolve ourselves, be more innovative. Try to come up with newer solutions. How we can add value to this organization. How we can save on cost. So these are the things that we have to evolve. So I can never say that accountants will be out of job. Definitely not. But yes, you have to keep on evolving yourself with the time. Learn the new technology that I was saying earlier. If, for example, if the new, even if the new, if you can see the new tally, there are few companies which are coming up with this solutions where you can scan the bills and you can do that. So try to learn those techniques, try to be part of those companies. So a lot of things are there, ma'am. And I never say that accountants will be out of job, but yes, we have to always evolve ourselves.
Yes, sir. I agree with your.
Can I come in, Sneha ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please.
I think from this discussion, one question that I just read somewhere before few days only, that do we need accountant who can understand the technology, or do we need the technologist who can understand accounting?
Understand
So
the
I think this
accounting.
is a question to ponder upon.
Yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agree, sir. So we can say that we cannot eliminate human touch. Any artificial intelligence cannot replace the human touch from the business, sir. Agree.
Absolutely.
Anywhere we go, artificial intelligence is itself developed by the humans. So you need human touch in the business. So I'm sure students will be well equipped with the required skills when they enter in the corporate world. Sir, it was
Ma'am, even
actually.
when we talk about the legal things, I think now people are saying that there are so many websites which are actually providing legal support to the
Yes,
clients.
yes.
Now, again, these are very subjective. When you sit with the clients with a case-to-case basis, you have 10 things which you can discuss. Now, that kind of permutation combination is still not available when you talk about the legal advice and all this stuff. So we're always going to
Agree.
have that upper hand, but make sure that we always remain up. That is we remain relevant. That is perhaps a very
Agree.
important thing.
And nice, sir. I agree that they all need to learn a new thing that maybe 2, 3, 5 years down the line they'll be entering in a market. I always say that they have to sell themselves. What they know, they have to showcase in the market. Then and then only they will be absorbed. Their degrees, their results. Apart from that, what you said, they need to be street smart. Otherwise,
True.
corporate jobs won't be available to them. I am sure, sir, they have amazing experience with your speech. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. We are obliged to have you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, all the
Sir,
students.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
we are ending the session here, sir. Thank you.